good game. Great learning opportunities for us. Coach Paulson does an unbelievable job. Great respect for him. I have a really good relationship with him. That's not why I respect him. I think he does a great job. We were not bad in the first half, but multiple times, consistently multiple times, we didn't play to the scouting report at some point in time in the possession. And they're good players, and they made us pay for it. I thought in the second half we were much better. Obviously, when you go on a 24-0 run, you're much better. But the reason why we went on the run is because we played to the scouting report. We executed ball screen coverage much better. We had much better ball pressure, the length of the floor. And I think when you do that, it trends towards taking better shots. With a team like them, I think that you have to score early or you have to score late in the possession. If you don't score early and you take shots in the middle of the possession, they're going to control the tempo. That's what they want. And I thought that that's kind of the way the game was, particularly in the first half. But glad that it worked out the way that it did, obviously, that we won. But at the same time, I'd be saying the same things even if we got beat, because I think our guys learned a lot of different things, and there's a lot of different teaching points that we can have as we begin the rest of the year.
You're always talking about character revealed. It doesn't get much more revealing than that run that you guys made at the end there. Can you talk specifically about the kind of coming out party that Devontae and Vander had during that run, showing that what they are?
Well, it is character revealed, Brad. Not being arrogant, not because I use those words, but that is what it is. And as I told our team, I don't know the exact numbers because I don't ever read the whole packet, but I think we were down 14 at one point. Maybe it was 13. And it's somewhere in the 10-minute range at that point. And as I told our team, if that same scenario would have happened at the other 15 Big East institutions, wonder how it would have played out. You can't, I mean, obviously nobody knows, but I thought that we had every opportunity to just shut it down and go, man, it didn't work out. I thought they hung in there. Another point that I told them was Junior Cadogan and Devontae Gardner are the two guys that engineered the comeback win, in my opinion. And those are two guys, nothing against Coach Paulson or his staff, but those are two guys that I would say in their scouting report would have been towards the bottom. And that's what we have to learn, is that just because you're at the bottom of a scouting report, that doesn't mean that you can't change the game, that you can't help. Junior was great offensively. He doesn't look like a high major player all the time. He doesn't look like a high major athlete. And then when you give him the ball, he kind of lights up like, I got this. And Devontae has a lot of that in him too. Like, is he a football lineman? Is he a WE wrestler? Is he a basketball player? And then when you give him the ball, he kind of lights up like, I know what to do with it. And those two guys were not liabilities on the defensive end, and they were definitely assets on the offensive end.
You guys were down, I think, one with about 6 minutes left when you put Devontae in. He immediately scores on his own miss. What were you looking for from him, bringing him in at that point? Was it you were going? It was
offense for defense. It was our ball, and that's the thing. Like, that's why scouting reports as we go become even more critical. Because as we go in our preparations, Todd, I hope that our team continues to evolve. Bikes is a true multiple positional guy. So is Jimmy. I sub DJ for Devontae. I sub Devontae for Vander after Vander hit the killer three. That's good. But you really got to know what's going on in the scouting report. You got to really understand matchup specific, what we're doing. You got to know what we're doing ball screen coverage wise. But to answer your question simply, I put him in so we throw him the ball because I knew he'd score.
I understand you don't want to get ahead of yourself. It's early. He's a young guy, but he's had 2 back-to-back very impressive games, especially offensively. I know you talked about the defense being a concern, but has he even surpassed your expectations and what he's been able to do in his first 2 games?
Yes, but I think his expectation level of himself has never changed, and that's why the first 60 days he was here, starting in June, were critical to his development. I think he's lost in the high 20s fat. And what he hasn't lost, a lot of that, his body fat percentage has changed like we wish ours would. But it's because he has a high expectation level. I have to hold him accountable and not accept his blackmail that he can help us on that end, and then me not hold him accountable on the other end. He's starting to figure it out. He's quiet by nature. But he's beginning to use the words that we use. I'm encouraged by him. Our guys love him. Our guys loved him this summer in open gym because there was somebody down there that they could actually see that they could throw it to that could catch it. And then when they figured out that he could score it, that changes the dimension of our team. I think our margin, Todd, is a little bit increased over this time last year from a talent perspective. Just a little, not a lot. But I think our margin is decreased because of our experience. Our guys we're down 8 at half, and they're like, what are we supposed to do? You know what I mean? They're not saying it, but they're like, man, I thought we were supposed to win this game, you know? And then they're down 13 at 10 minutes to go, and they're like, wow, you know, but that's good. But that's where, we're next to last in minutes returning in our league. And that's just kind of part of the delicate balance of, well, I like that we have some more pieces, and we have some pieces that have a distinct skill set, but yet most of those pieces, they never done it. And so it's, but that's good. That's what makes it fun.
Coach, Bucknell 7 out of 10 from beyond the arc first half, 2 for 9 in the second half. Can you talk a little bit about what you saw out of your perimeter defense throughout the game?
Well, I thought 12 was great. He was 5 of 6 in the first half, and he was shooting them dead in our eye. I respect guys like that, you know. But I thought a few things. Our ball screen coverage was better in the second half, as I mentioned. But everybody talks about the ball screen coverage being executed because of the post player. It's the post player and the guard that's involved. I thought we had much better ball pressure on the guard receiving the screen. I thought our posts were much better. But where we were getting beat in the first half while they were getting open looks is the weak side involved in the ball screen weren't where they needed to be. And so they're coming off the ball screen. We're in no man's land. It's pitch, it's shot. So I thought collectively our team defense was much better in the second half.
Is Darius, again, it's only 2 games, I understand, but kind of a slow game for him again. Is he one of those guys that might be better off starting games to get him off early? I know it's determined in practice and toughness and what you say, but is he one of those guys where maybe you might consider starting him to get him going a little earlier and get some points and what you need out of him?
I'll do anything that I can to help him, off the floor, on the floor, him and anybody else. But I'm also going to hold him accountable at the same level I hold everybody else. He was great yesterday in practice. His spirit, his attitude, scouting report, excellent. He didn't play there towards the end because he had 4 fouls. But you got to keep working. You got to keep earning it, you know. And that's not DJ. That's everybody. I think DJ will be better than fine as time goes on. And our team needs him, but we need him just as much to be a present defensively as we do offensively. I think we can score some points. We didn't score a lot in the first half, but you're not going to score a lot when they're making 7 out of 10 shots and you're taking the ball out of the net and now you're going back against their set defense. Our team's not built like that. That's not the identity or the formation of what we've done. We want to be ball hawking, extreme ball pressure out in the passing lanes. Our defense is going to give us 17 to 22% of our offense. If we're catching the ball out of the net, now it becomes a skill set game. And it's definitely going to slow down, and that doesn't favor the personnel on our team.
Coach, when you guys made your comeback today, it was nitty-gritty, it was harder, and it was tough. In previous years, you guys have relied on the 3 ball to get you back into games. What role do you see the 3-pointer playing in your offense this year compared to previous years?
About what it did today and about what it did on Friday. What happens is the paint, as the season progresses, the paint will continue to be closed down. So there'll be a high premium on paint touches. We had 61 paint touches on Friday, which was a record since I've been employed here. And we had unofficially 53 today, which is really good. 47 is our goal. That's our whiteboard stack goal. But we're not going to be first in the country in three-point field goal percentage. Junior and Reggie can't shoot it like Mo. Vander and Dwight can't shoot it like Coog. Jay can't shoot it like Czar. So we're not going to shoot the ball as well. But what I do think is those guys can shoot, but they're much better the way Bucknell was whipping us in the first half. Force help, now have your shot prep, now have 10 toes to the rim. We can make those shots. But we're not going to shoot near the percentage nor near the volume of shots from three that we did last year. And I never talked about shooting threes last year. It was just the skill set of the team that we had. Just like this year, we didn't have anybody like Devontae that we could throw the ball to since we've been employed here. Well, if you can throw it in there and he can score, he's helping your field goal percentage. He's taking a shot, so that's removing a three-point attempt shot. So it's the balance of all that. And I think that they understand the value of paint touches, not completely as well as those old guys did, but they're picking it up pretty quick 2 games in.
That it? Thanks.
Thank you.